Hello, my friends, and welcome back. This article is about India. Yes, that India, that strong, great, independent, democratic country, fantastic country. And why do I say that? Because it has balls to do whatever is in its own interest without letting itself be influenced by the big club or anybody else. And what I'm talking is a vote that occurred at the United Nations Human Rights Council, and they abstained along with other countries. So when you hear about international community condemn this, or international, accept this country in the international community, back into the community, it's not a monolithic community. There are people who, there's not like we all are on the same page. No, we're not. Let me read you this article. It comes from Republic World, and it's from May 14th, 2022 by Ajit Kumar. And this is the title. India again abstains from United Nations Human Rights Council vote on Ukraine crisis. Suggest reinitiating talks. All right, let's talk. Let's communicate. Yes, India has again abstained from voting in the United Nations Human Rights Council on a resolution on the deteriorating human rights situation in Ukraine. The resolution was seeking immediate cessation of hostilities in Ukraine, and India, along with 12 other nations, declined to vote against the proposal. Well, they didn't, they abstained here like other nations. They made it here like, they didn't vote against, but they didn't vote for either. So it's in between. That's considered. Usually when you abstain in such votes is that you don't support the resolution, but you're afraid to really say it because left and right. But nevertheless, it's not the for vote. So we're going to find out who were the 12 other countries. That means 13 countries abstained. So let's see who were the other 12. And they were Armenia, Bolivia, Cameroon, Cuba, Kazakhstan, Namibia, Pakistan. Oh my, Pakistan. We just changed the prime minister over there from Imran Khan. We got to Omar Sharif. And Omar Sharif doesn't do what he needs to do. What can you do? Another try? Can I get another try? So Khan out, Sharif out. Who's going to be next? Marshall? I don't know. My. So Pakistan, Senegal, Sudan, Uzbekistan, and Venezuela. Maduro said, no, man, we're not going to do it. We're not going to support this resolution. We are here, but we are abstaining again. All right. So notably, the Geneva-based council closed its 34th special session after adopting the resolution on Thursday. The council that reiterated its demand for an immediate cessation of military aggression in Ukraine was adopted by a vote of 33 in favor. So we got 33 in favor, and we got 14 that abstained, that did not support. So we're not in favor. So that means that more than a third of the countries in this Human Rights Council did not support this resolution. So when you hear about, as I said, international community, blah, 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 it's never, not never, I don't say never, but it's mostly not all the countries, 193 as they might be. Nevertheless, I like India because it looks for its own interest. That's all. And I think, I don't know exactly why it's an own interest, but you figured it out, right? Yeah, we know why it's in their own interest. It is pertinent to mention here that this was not the first time when New Delhi has abstained from procedural votes and draft resolutions in the UN Security Council. The country maintained its stance during the vote in the Geneva Assembly and the United Nations Human Rights Council that lamented Moscow's aggression against Kiev. Meanwhile, noting India's stand, permanent representative to the United Nations and other international organizations in Geneva, Ambassador Indra Mandi Pandey stated during the session that Prime Minister Modi's position on the Ukraine conflict has been steadfast and consistent. Yes, it was, but it was not what the other guys wanted. And I'm quoting, "We remain deeply concerned at the unfolding developments in Ukraine. We have constantly called for an immediate cessation of violence and an urgent end to hostilities," he said, adding that Prime Minister Modi has reiterated this in his interactions with global leaders, including the leadership of Russia and Ukraine. India continues to believe that pursuing the path of dialogue and diplomacy is the only way out, he said. Well, the other guys think that blackmail and threat. So I think you're on two parallel realities here. Nevertheless, it's India's interest. And remember, India was courted by so many foreign leaders in the past month or so, and Modi was invited in Europe by France, by Great Britain, by everybody, you know, and they went over there. Blinken went over there. Remember when he was embarrassed by the Prime Minister, Foreign Minister of India? Again, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, went over there. He even put a turban on top of his head, and he still could not convince Modi. And it was the Japanese Prime Minister, that guy, yes, that guy, very busy bee, not good, not good. He came and he said, "Oh, we're going to invest in India about $50 billion. But how about you don't do business with the aggressor Russia?" And Modi said, "Yes, have a nice day, bye-bye." And many others followed. This is the situation. India and others are not supporting what the big club wants. So it's not a monolithical world community, as I said. And India shows it, and I'm surprised that, I don't know who the other 33 other countries were over there to vote for, but doesn't matter. It's 1/3, more than 1/3 did not support the resolution. That tells you something. You may say, well, what countries were there? I never heard of those countries. Well, how about the Baltic states? Lithuania, Latvia, and what's the other one? Estonia. The entire population of these three countries is about 5 million people. And they're so important. Their security is so important in Europe. And then now you just have Finland. What's the population over there? 10 million, 9 million, below, I don't know, something around that. And that's, again, security guarantee is the same. Sweden, 10 million, 11 million. How much is the population? Again, very important countries, all this. But Namibia or Venezuela would not be considered important, or Kazakhstan. We don't go by that. I mean, if you go by that, we're going to be we're going to employ a certain kind of ideology that is not really accepted in world community, right? Right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.